Hello and welcome back to CAD for Horticulture. Today we're going to tackle the beginning steps in printing. The first thing that I'd like you to do is to look at your drawing and make sure that we have the unit set up in architectural. So we'll go to our icon up here, Drawing Utilities, Units, and make sure that's set to architectural, and I usually set my precision to 1/2 an inch when we're just getting started with these drawings. From there, I want to use the rectangle command, which is up here, or you can type REC into the command line. And I'm going to use polar coordinates. So what that means is I'm going to use the @ symbol, and then I'm going to enter 165 feet, comma, 93 feet, and enter. So that gives me this rectangle right here. I'm going to zoom, extents, and zoom out just a little bit so you can see we have a nice big rectangle. So that is going to be the space in which we can draw. And I should preface this by we're starting a 11 by 17 sheet that can be printed into 10 scale from model space. After we get that done, I want you to explode this. So I'm going to hit the X for explode, select this line, and I'm going to offset this right side by 16 feet. So I can pull that in 16 feet. Now I want to create a little drawing information box down here. So if I offset again, we can go in, and that should be 19 feet. So I bring that up. Now I want to trim off this side right here. And I'll also find this is a good opportunity to introduce a new command. So to get to that command, we're going to first start by doing a construction line from the midpoint here. Turn on F8 so I'm here in a second. So I do the trim command. And now I have just this line going from this 19-foot offset down to the bottom. And I'm actually going to use a command called divide. So I type divide into the command line. I'm going to select this line, and I want to divide it into 7 equal sections. From there, I can erase this line. And if we look very closely, you can see that we have some new little dots. And now to access those dots, we need to change a setting in OSNAP. So I'm going to go over to my OSNAP, make sure it's turned on. I'm going to right-click, use my settings so you can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to add the node. So now we have node selected as well. I'm going to say OK. When I go in and start a polyline command, it's going to grab these nodes, and I have ortho on, so I'm just going to drag some lines off to the side. Then I'm going to use my extend command, EX, enter, and extend all those lines over. Then I'm going to trim this out. And so I have these boxes kind of separated over here. So let's set up some text. I'm going to go to the Annotate tab. I'm going to click on this bottom area to get this dialog box, and I'm going to say New. We're going to go Title Block 1, and I'm going to say OK. And I want this to be 3.5 feet in height. And I can go ahead and hit Apply, and I'm going to create one more. Title Block 2. OK. And this one, I want to be 1.5 feet in height. And then I'm going to close. So now we have our text style set up. I'm going to go in and use single line text. And I'm going to pick a point just a little bit past the midpoint. And if you read your command line, this is a great time to enter a rotation text angle. So I'm actually going to put 90 degrees. It's going to look like it's going horizontally, but then it's going to go vertically once you press enter. I'm going to put client information. And hit return, say address, and city, state. Then when I hit return, there it is. It's all going to fill out nicely, and I can change the spacing a little bit. So we have that. I'm going to pull this over just a little bit farther so I have some more room up here. I'm going to change this now to the text style of the Title Block 2. I'm going to come into this area. And here we want to add your initials, or whoever's drafting initials. And remember, we're at a rotation angle of 90 from the last time. So we want to change that back to 0. And I'm going to enter my initials. Then I'm going to use the copy command a bunch here. I'm going to use the copy command, and if I copy this down to here, I'm going to skip a couple spots. I'm going to use this one and this one. That's a really quick way to get everything nicely spaced. The middle one, I'm going to put the date. So today is about 1/28/14. Enter. Or just click once on that one, and then I'm going to enter a scale. So this is where your written scale is. 1 inch equals 10 feet. And then page 1 of 1. So we have that information there. The last thing I want to do is grab this, pull this up to here, and then I'm going to put my actual name, copy it down one more time. So now we have a title block set up and our page limits. So that is the information for today.